And it's interesting, isn't it, how a mind can learn to listen, not just to the noise of the world, but to the signal beneath it. You don't have to try to hear it yet. You can simply wonder about how your own innate ability to focus, to get lost in a song or a memory, is already a tuning of that inner dial, a natural channeling of a certain frequency. And just as a child learns to speak by first listening to the constant hum of its mother's voice, a voice that was there before birth, so too can your consciousness learn to recognize the voice that speaks in the language of sudden knowing, of synchronicities that are far too precise to be called chance, of a peace that descends for no external reason at all. Some people might call this intuition, this gut feeling you learn to trust or ignore at different times in your life. And you can remember a time, perhaps recently, when you had a feeling, a nudge, to take a different route home, or to call a certain person. And you discovered later it was exactly the right thing to do. That was a conversation. You sent out a silent request for guidance, perhaps without even forming the words. And you received a reply, encoded in your own nervous system. And the beautiful thing is, your mind already knows how to do this. It's just a matter of recognizing the process and choosing to engage with it more deliberately. Because when you do, something fascinating begins to happen in your reality. It's as if the universe, or God, or your own highest consciousness begins to communicate with you through the material of your daily life. A book falls open to the perfect page. A stranger says the exact sentence you need to hear. An old lingering pain just loses its charge. These are the healing codes and transmissions. They're the psychic abilities, which are nothing more than the natural human capacity to be in resonant alignment with the flow of information that's always already here. And you can consider the cost of not activating this as leaving this radio of the soul on the same static-filled station, listening to the same old stories of separation and limitation. The cost is a life lived on the surface, where things seem random, where you feel alone in the universe, scrambling for scraps of security and validation. It's a life of seeking the gifts while ignoring the giver. But there's another way, a path you've already begun to walk simply by being curious enough to listen to this now. A path where you stop begging for the trinkets and start demanding the presence of the king. And when you make that shift, everything changes. Your cells, which science now shows are not solid matter, but swirling galaxies of energy and information, begin to vibrate at a different signature. This is the frequency upgrade. It's not magic, it's physics. A higher coherence with your own system. That allows for greater clarity, greater resilience, and a more direct line to the source of all ideas. And the ramifications of this are profound. It's the difference between being a puppet of your circumstances and being a conscious co-creator of your reality. It's the difference between seeing the world as a collection of separate, competing things and experiencing it as a single, unified, intelligent field that's responsive to your love and to your demand for truth. So the mind can begin to practice this, even now, without effort. It can notice how the breath is constant, silent conversation between the inside and outside, no separation. It can notice how a thought is a living thing, a vibration that ripples out into the field and shapes what comes back. And it can choose in this moment and in the next to send out the thought, the feeling, the demand that says, I'm here, I'm listening. And I'll not be satisfied with anything less than direct knowing. And the unconscious mind, which is far wiser than we often credit, understands this command perfectly. It can begin to reprioritize, to filter out the irrelevant noise, and to attune to that one clear channel, the voice that speaks as light, as sound, as knowing, as a love so absolute, it can feel like a fierce and thundersome silence. And when that connection snaps into place, as it does for some people in a flash, and for others as a slow dawning sunrise, you'll wonder how you ever thought you were separate. You'll see the divine mind expressing itself as your mind, the cosmic energy expressing itself as your body. And every moment, every encounter becomes a sacred dialogue. And all you have to do is decide you'll accept nothing less. And it can be so much easier than you ever believed.